On the tropical coast of West Africa lies an economic powerhouse and a footballing giant, a country whose cocoa quietly sweetens much of the planet. Côte d'Ivoire, also known as the Ivory Coast. Home to around 31 million people, it is the beating commercial heart of French-speaking West Africa, a land of gleaming skyscrapers and steaming rainforest, of the largest church on earth, and of the mighty elephants led by the legendary Didier Drogba. This is Côte d'Ivoire seen from above. Welcome to Aerial Atlas. Côte d'Ivoire covers around 322,000 square kilometers on the Gulf of Guinea. Along its southern shore lie warm beaches and a string of calm coastal lagoons. Inland, the land rises through dense tropical rainforest, the source of its great wealth, before flattening into the dry savanna of the north. It is bordered by Ghana to the east, by Liberia and Guinea to the west, and by Mali and Burkina Faso to the north, sitting at the crossroads of the region. Above all, this is the land of cocoa. Côte d'Ivoire is by far the largest producer of cocoa beans on the entire planet, growing roughly 40% of the world's supply, which means the chocolate in shops across the globe very likely began its life here. Together with coffee, cashews, rubber, and palm oil, this agricultural bounty has powered decades of growth, making the country one of the strongest economies in all of West Africa. The throbbing engine of that economy is Abidjan. Spread across the islands and peninsulas of the Ivory Lagoon, this is a vast, modern megacity, and its central district, the Plateau, bristles with gleaming skyscrapers that have earned it the nickname the Manhattan of West Africa. Linked by great bridges and buzzing with traffic, music, and commerce, Abidjan is the largest French-speaking city in West Africa and the cultural capital of the entire region. But the official capital lies inland, at Yamoussoukro, and there stands one of the most astonishing buildings on earth. The Basilica of Our Lady of Peace is, by some measures, the largest church in the whole world, its vast dome rising even higher than St. Peter's in Rome. Built in the home village of the nation's founding father, this colossal monument of marble and stained glass soars, almost unbelievably, out of the quiet African savanna. That founding father was Félix Houphouët-Boigny. When Côte d'Ivoire won its independence from France in 1960, he became its first president and ruled for over 3 decades. Under his leadership, the country enjoyed a long era of stability and prosperity, famously known as the Ivorian Miracle. The years after his death were harder, marked by political crisis and civil war in the 2000s, but Côte d'Ivoire has since recovered and rebuilt itself into a regional leader once more. This is a richly diverse nation, home to more than 60 different ethnic groups, among them the Akan and Bayayule, the Bete, the Senufo, and the Dioula. From this deep heritage comes some of Africa's most celebrated art. The striking carved masks of the Dan and Senufo peoples, and the mesmerizing, spinning Zayayulai mask dance, recognized by UNESCO. Christians, Muslims, and followers of traditional beliefs all live together in this vibrant cultural melting pot. Côte d'Ivoire is also a powerhouse of African music. It was in the clubs of Abidjan that the joyful, high-energy dance style of Coupé de Calais exploded onto the scene, sweeping across the continent. There is the earlier sound of Zouglou and global hits from groups like Magic System, whose song Premier Gayou became an anthem. From reggae legend Alpha Blondy to the buzzing open-air bars known as Maquis, the country simply pulses with rhythm. The food is hearty, spicy, and full of flavor. The national dish is arieke, a light, fluffy couscous made from fermented cassava, served most often with whole grilled fish, the beloved poisson braisé. There is kejanu chicken slow-cooked in a sealed pot, aloko sweet fried plantains, and garba, a popular street food of arieke and fried tuna. All of it is best enjoyed at a Maquis, the lively open-air eateries where Ivorian life unfolds. Beyond the cities lie real natural treasures. In the far west, Tai National Park protects one of the last great stretches of primary rainforest in West Africa, home to chimpanzees and the rare pygmy hippopotamus. Along the coast sits Grand Bassam, the elegant old French colonial capital and a UNESCO site, beside golden surf beaches. And though the elephants that gave the Ivory Coast its name have grown sadly rare, they remain the proud symbol of the nation. Today, Côte d'Ivoire is one of the fastest-growing economies on the African continent. With a young, dynamic population and Abidjan booming as a regional financial hub, the country has staged a remarkable recovery from its years of conflict. New roads, bridges, and towers are rising fast. Real challenges of inequality and development remain, but the mood across this energetic and ambitious nation is one of confidence and momentum. And then there is football, which Ivorians adore above all else. The national team, Les Elephants, the Elephants, are one of the giants of African football. They produced a true golden generation, led by the legendary Didier Drogba, whose plea for peace once helped pause a civil war, alongside stars like Yaya Touré. Three-time champions of Africa, they thrilled the continent by winning the 2024 Cup of Nations on home soil. Now the Elephants charge on towards 2026. A land of cocoa and skyscrapers, of the world's largest church and the roaring elephants, the booming heart of French-speaking West Africa. That was Côte d'Ivoire from above. If you enjoyed the journey, subscribe. Here on Aerial Atlas, we fly over a new country every day.